Tonight, voting during a pandemic. It's shaping up to be an historic election year. Look at how the coronavirus could impact turnout and the results.
And plans to resurrect an old Duluth coal company are in the works for Superior. What needs to happen to bring the plan to life? And later, after missing for 7 decades, how a soldier who gave all is finally returning home.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Voting during a pandemic is uncharted territory with a big general election on the horizon.
Many states are encouraging people to vote absentee this year, although the option to cast a ballot in person is still available. Still, we could expect to see other noticeable changes. CBS3's Natalie Grant sat down with one local political expert to learn what we could see in the upcoming months.
How do you carry out an election in the middle of a pandemic? UMD political expert Cindy Rugeley says it could be one for the history books.
There is a chance, a pretty good chance, because so many states are doing it, is that we will not know on election night in November who the next president is.
It could take time.
It may be 4 or 5 days, a week before we know who the next president is, just depending on how tight the election is.
How close the race is and how quickly volunteers count the many absentee ballots could determine when we learn the winner. Absentee ballots are encouraged this year. However, they are not required.
There has been no evidence that there is any problem with fraud with mail-in ballots. I mean, that's a little bit of a conspiracy theory that's been debunked. I mean, there's just no evidence that that happens.
Other changes you could see this year, how local and national campaigns are reaching their voters. Since large-scale indoor rallies aren't safe, candidates may turn their spending to more social media, TV, and mail advertisements.
It'd be probably more mail, more effort aimed at return that absentee ballot. Get it in now, direct contact with you in order to do that. Through whatever mechanism they have.
No matter how it plays out, one thing is for certain.
It's going to be different, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
The 2020 primary election is on August 11th, and you can start sending in your early mail-in ballots now. The general election is set for November 3rd. If you would like to request an absentee ballot, we have a link on our website.
Unfinished business from a special session in Minnesota could have lawmakers doing double time next week. Governor Tim Walz is set to announce when another special session will be held Friday. The last one was back in June, and the two parties couldn't come to terms on key topics. This time around, lawmakers will vote on extending Governor Walz's peacetime emergency, which is being used to navigate the pandemic. They will also be tasked with passing police reform and a bonding bill. Democratic Senator from Duluth, Eric Simonson, says he hopes to reach an agreement to keep improving the state.
But there's about 3 or 4 main topics, one being the bonding bill. There's some talk about the potential of a tax bill still. This police accountability issue is still an issue that remains to be talked about. And we hope that we can tackle all 3 of those and get in and out fairly quickly.
We did reach out to Republican Representative Sandy Lehman, who says she is confident they will pass the $1.6 billion bonding bill, but is less confident the two parties will agree on the police reform issue.
The U.S. Attorney for Minnesota is forming a task force to help stem a recent surge in gun violence in the Twin Cities. U.S. Attorney Erica McDonald announced formation of the new Twin Cities Violent Crime Task Force Wednesday. The 30-day operation will deploy state and federal law enforcement across a dozen agencies. The task force is in response to what McDonald calls an extraordinary spike in violence in the Twin Cities. The Star Tribune reports authorities attribute the surge to decreased public trust after the Memorial Day death of George Floyd and unrest during the coronavirus pandemic.
Let's check in on the weather now. Dave, what a difference a day makes. Boy, last night at this time we were under all sorts of storms, and today a pretty pleasant evening.
Yeah, and those storms last night lasted till well into early morning hours. In the past few hours, some fresh information's come in as we continue to take count and keep score of what happened last night. So a couple of fresh rain totals thrown in here. Lake Nebagamon, still the 4-inch range. Floodwood in the 3-inch range. Drummond's there as well. Some parts of Drummond. That's a big area, so I've heard some reports towards the 6-inch range. Split the difference, it's still a lot. Twin Ports, 2.5. Herbster, 2.5. Solon Springs, 2.3. Wright, 2.2. And Cloquet, they're in there as well. We get a break from the rain coming up for tomorrow, but rain chances could come back to start the weekend. So our map for the upper Midwest tonight shows low pressure leaving, high pressure coming in to make it sunny and dry for Friday. But showers from that low to the west could be with us on Saturday. Here's a quick look at your day planner for Friday. Should be mostly sunny thanks to that high pressure most of the day. And a high temp of 82 with slightly lower dew points should be more comfortable for a lot of folks than our heat wave has been the past couple of days.
Michigan's governor says the state is seeing an uptick in cases of COVID-19. As of yesterday, Michigan had more than 67,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 and more than 6,000 total deaths. Yesterday alone, the state reported 610 new cases, which is the highest number of new cases reported since May. Here's what the governor had to say about the spike.
Over the holiday weekend, we saw countless Michiganders gather in large groups to celebrate 4th of July without a mask. I want to be very clear. Right now, the law requires that anyone in an enclosed public space has to wear a mask, and that means every store you're going into.
The governor added they are reviewing that requirement and considering whether they need to take it a step further to strengthen compliance. Whitmer said now is not the time Michiganders should let their guards down.
St. Louis County has seen an increase in positive COVID-19 cases over the past few days, and experts say they're not surprised. Just today, the county reached the 200 case mark. On Tuesday, the county saw a record 15 new cases in a single day. Linnea Mersch, the director of public health for St. Louis County, says the biggest reason for the uptick is the availability of testing and the reopening of non-essential businesses.
The Minnesota Department of Health continues to broaden the testing protocol, and it's easier and easier for people to access a laboratory test. We are seeing a more widespread sample of people who do have the coronavirus.
She added that 1/3 of the new cases are people between the ages of 20 and 29, and many of the positive cases are asymptomatic.
Tonight, Ashland's mayor is urging caution for residents of the city. The call comes after officials announced 13 new COVID-19 cases linked to a hockey tournament last month. CBS3's Brian Campo explains why the mayor is concerned.
City of Ashland Mayor Deb Lewis says they were not made aware of the hockey tournament that took place behind me here at the Bay Area Civic Center, and that it's been a wake-up call to the community of just how quick this virus can spread. The hockey tournament was hosted at the Bay Area Civic Center in late June. It is unclear who hosted the hockey tournament or how large it was. However, the Ashland Youth Hockey Association posted on their Facebook page saying they were not involved. The confirmed cases are in both children and adults. Officials anticipate the number of cases to rise. And if that happens, Mayor Lewis says that could stretch hospital capacity too thin to treat both COVID and non-COVID patients. She says that means to adhering to CDC guidelines as it relates to curbing the virus's spread is critical.
And just this one incident has really stretched our medical community pretty thin here. You know, we're a small regional hospital. And we could become overwhelmed very quickly if we start having a lot of cases here.
Lewis added while she didn't get notified of the hockey tournament, she believes other large events are being planned and held without her being told. She added she isn't in support of large gatherings, but if you are planning one, to consult the health department first to make sure proper safety guidelines are in place. Lewis adds that one Ashland business did have to close its doors based on potential staff exposure to COVID-19 because of this event.
All right, thanks, Ryan. We did reach out to Bayfield County health officials and the arena, but did not hear back by news time.
Superior could soon consider its own mask ordinance as COVID-19 cases continue to rise in the city. Douglas County is currently reporting 48 confirmed cases. A big number of them are within city limits. Mayor Jim Payne is in the process of researching and writing a proposal. He says Duluth has a good model, but Superior's won't necessarily be similar. The proposal comes on the heels of several COVID-19 cases prompting several bars in Superior to shut down. Payne says this isn't about politics, and people need to realize that if they want a healthy community and businesses.
We have a great deal of compliance in the city right now, but not enough. And so this is going to be a tool for citizens and for business owners.
The City Council Committee could take up the proposal as early as next week.
The Superior City Council is backing a plan to bring a former Duluth coal company back to life. Berwind Coal Company, which was located in Duluth, could move to Superior and begin operations there after being closed for 30 years. The plan, brought forward by Councilor Jenny Van Sickle, seeks a $6 million grant through the Wisconsin Department of Transportation's Harbor Assistance Program. According to councilors, C. Reese Coal Company is making plans to make substantial improvements to a dock in Superior to accommodate the move. The anticipated cost of the project is just more than $13 million.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, a quest for closure, 70 years in the making. How a soldier's remains were found 7 decades later.
After 6 months of drought, we're turning the page rain-wise. Now for July, 1.5 inches more than normal. We'll talk about temperature and precip trends for the week ahead coming up after our break.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 10. With Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3.
Years fly by. Your retirement date keeps getting closer. Rather than spending another night worrying about your investments, get a second opinion on your investment strategy today. Let us show you how a professionally designed investment strategy that's aligned with your goals can help you sleep well at night. Go to MPPLFinancial.com to get our investment review checklist. Then call MPPL Financial this week for a complimentary second opinion consultation. A second opinion could be your best 2020 investment.
We're all doing our best to protect one another by remaining physically distant. We can also help our community's future by participating in health research. The All of Us Research Program is the largest active data collection effort, and it needs you to help find answers to health questions that have been out of our reach. Create an account, learn more, and complete surveys from the safety of your home. Call us, learn more online, or download the app to get started today. Together, we can help make a difference.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Powerful Kubota diesel engine, ease of operation, and your choice of a dependable Kubota gear or HST transmission. The durable Kubota L-Series tractor. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
Your water softener needs salt. You buy it, lug it, pour it, over and over. Save salt and the hassle with a Culligan high-efficiency water softener, the world's best. Click or call Culligan Water and start saving today.
The show critics are praising as genius is now the Emmy winner for Outstanding Talk Show Host. What? And the stars love it, too.
It's so good.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on Live, local, CBS 3.
Bonjour and Dinaway Maganadug. Hello, all my relatives. I'm Dr. Arnie Vinio, and I live in Duluth, and I love Duluth and the surrounding communities. Keeping COVID-19 from spreading is going to depend on all of us. Washing our hands frequently, keeping social distance, staying home if you can, and wearing a face mask is important. We need to keep our elders and those most vulnerable safe. This is about respect. This is about love.
CBS 3 weather is brought to you by Lulich Implement. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, like Tony mentioned last night this time, things were still pretty wild out there. Much calmer today. So it gives us a chance to show you some of the action from yesterday. And this picture came in from Muckwa. And it shows, of course, a supercellular cumulonimbus cloud up aloft with its wall cloud descending. And it sure looks like that's forming into a funnel trying to touch the ground. Gary says that went from Muckwa over towards Mason, and folks in Mason spotted something very similar. So the two could be one. But luckily now, it's gone, and we can recover, because some towns did get a bit of damage last night. Trees down, power out for a few hours. Hopefully everything's going well for you in your neck of the woods, and all our necks of the woods should stay on the calm side till Saturday afternoon. That's our next chance for showers and maybe isolated thunderstorms. Let's take a look what's going on right now out there at the airport in Duluth. Current conditions say at 71. Relative humidity 66% with a west-northwest wind going 8 miles per hour. Air pressure gone up a little bit, 1,010 millibars now, and it's going up because a high is settling into our region to chase away the clouds, bring in some sunshine for Friday and maybe Saturday morning before the next go-around with the rain does come around. Okay, temperatures, they're coming around right now, and we're having 69 to 71 in the Upper Peninsula, and it looks like 69 to 72 in northwestern Wisconsin. A little bit cooler in Minnesota. We're dipping into the lower 60s here now for the Mesabi range at least. Ely, the heart of the Vermilion, still 70. North Shore numbers as warm as 70 towards Silver Bay and a hair warmer around Two Harbors, but you get towards Grand Rapids, 69, 64 International Falls. And what we're getting at here is now that the storms have gone, temperatures are going down a little bit, not drastically, but a little. And dew points are going down too, so it should feel more comfortable. Here's the situation now. Higher pressure is coming in to clear up Minnesota slowly, and eventually will do so for Wisconsin and the UP as well. And then that means a dry, sunny day for Friday, and it should be at least half of one come Saturday morning. Only half of one, because by Saturday afternoon, this next low pressure system brings back a 30% chance for showers and storms through Saturday night before we clear up again on Sunday. Minnesota temperatures tonight, they'll go mid-50s to about low 60s with a partly cloudy sky. And for Wisconsin and Michigan, about 58 to 60 degrees for the low temps there. Mostly cloudy sky lingers just a little bit longer for folks in that part of our country. Tomorrow, the Wisconsin and Michigan should be mostly sunny and highs 81 to 84. Minnesota inland numbers go 80 to 83, mostly sunny sky, and 70s by the lake. And then eyeing up this extended forecast, Tony, there is the chance for the rain Saturday afternoon and evening. Goes way to a partly cloudy sky by Sunday, though, and take a look at weekend temperatures. How dare they drop into the upper 70s? We'll have to put a jacket on or something. After the way it's been so warm lately, it just might feel like that. Then we get back closer to 80 for much of the rest of the week, and another rain chance will hit us Tuesday and Wednesday.
When soldiers head off to war, loved ones can only hope they'll return home alive. But this isn't the case for everyone. CBS 3's Emma Quinn sat down with three sisters who have been waiting quite some time for their brother's return home.
Not every veteran will have the welcome home celebration they hope for.
You know, these people volunteered for service and gave their lives for our country, and we have a duty and a responsibility to them to bring them home.
For Corporal Francis Roshan, or Sonny, his three sisters have been waiting several decades to see their big brother come home to Wisconsin.
70 years ago in July, he went to Korea, and 70 years later, he's coming back.
Corporal Roshan was killed in action in 1950 when deployed during the Korean War. His family has spent the last 20 years trying to locate his remains.
Something that we honestly didn't know if we would get to see.
But with the help of the Defense POW MIA Accounting Agency, other military groups, and DNA testing, that changed.
About 3 weeks ago, we got a phone call saying that we had good news.
That good news, Sonny's remains had been identified.
Because
he
by that
was coming home.
Oh, what does it mean? It means so much, really.
All three sisters say other families who find themselves waiting for their loved ones just keep praying.
That other families don't give up the hope.
Because after 70 years, Sonny's family has the closure they've been waiting for.
The family celebrated Sonny's 91st birthday this past April. He'll be buried at the Summit Cemetery in Foxborough next to his father.
After 3 years, one of Duluth's most iconic tourist stops will be back open for tours starting tomorrow. That's the William A. Irvin. Deck officials say they have taken steps to ensure they can open back up safely. Guests will need to wear a mask and gloves before entering the boat. They will also be limiting tour group sizes and changing routes to limit the amount of contact people have with one another. Irvin manager Steve Rankeloff says they are just excited to get back to business.
Because the vessel has been closed for a couple of years, we had a lot more work to do on the Irvin. So we got it ship shape. We went through the Irvin. We made sure we cleaned everything. We made sure we sanitized everything. And it's been a process, but we're excited to open up.
Tours will be held every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through September. We also learned that the haunted ship will not be making a return this fall due to health and safety concerns.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, unemployment remains at all-time highs, why experts say it's showing no signs of slowing down.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Call A1 Movers today to schedule a free office relocation estimate. We have all the necessary tools and experience to help streamline your business's change of address. Our friendly, uniformed crew will carefully relocate and protect both your new and existing facility. Whether across the street or around the globe, one call hauls it all. Take the burden off of your staff and put it on ours. Remember, moving is hard. Calling A1 Movers is easy.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, certified nurse midwives Zeta Danaski and Amity Heimbach tell us about Essentia Health's comprehensive midwife program for low-risk pregnancies.
Essentia is now offering a midwifery program. So a patient can see a midwife throughout the pregnancy, and we have a 24/7 call service where the midwife will meet the patient at the bedside and attend the birth.
So typically midwives will spend more time one-on-one with a patient during their labor, giving them suggestions, position changes, different ways to cope with the discomforts of labor, whether it be getting in the tub or massage, as well as the midwives can also provide different medication interventions as well to help them with whatever they want in their labor and delivery.
According to Heimbach, women who use midwives typically have healthier pregnancies and are better equipped for a natural childbirth.
The patient would come in and see a nurse practitioner or a midwife for the first visit and talk about risk factors for the pregnancy, and then decide if you are a midwife candidate or if you should see a doctor for your pregnancy. Women want continuous bedside support in labor, and a lot of women want an unmedicated birth or a more holistic approach to their pregnancy. The unique part of this program is that you can have a full midwifery experience with the backup of an in-house obstetrician, anesthesiologist, and a NICU team.
For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
This Medical Insight was brought to you by Essentia Health. To learn more about the services we offer, visit essentiahealth.org.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
Seize your new Can-Am from Duluth Lawn and Sport, the region's largest power sports dealer.
Good morning. I'm Jenna Wells.
And we'll take a look at your weatherman's forecast and see how long those summer-like temperatures are going to last.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Start your day at 5 a.m. with Austin and Jenna on CBS3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS3.
As the economy opens, more Americans are going back to work, but unemployment remains historically high.
And experts don't expect that number to dwindle anytime soon. Last week, 1.3 million Americans filed for unemployment benefits, a drop from previous weeks, but a number that would have been a record before the pandemic, and more layoffs could be on the way. Bed Bath & Beyond is shutting down about 200 stores over the next 2 years. In the hard-hit airline industry, United says it may have to lay off up to 36,000 workers this fall.
The labor market has been turned on its head. Before this crisis, there were 1 million more job openings than unemployed workers. Now there are, millions more unemployed workers, and so it'll be harder for each one to find work, and the job search may take longer.
Meanwhile, many unemployed workers are still battling to get benefits as understaffed employment offices remain overwhelmed by millions of applications.
Coming up in sports, UMD football camps resume. Kelly has the details next.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
Healthy Systems USA Black Friday in July sale. 2-month program, 1-month price. It's like getting 1 month for free. Buy it for yourself or split it with a friend. Lose up to 1 pound of fat a day.
If you've got that, don't worry about that. Healthy Systems USA.
Mediacom's fiber-powered broadband network was built for the future, and it's in your community. Delivering gigabit speeds to every home and business we serve. We'll be one of the first in the nation to take you to 10G, making your community one of the fastest in the world. The foundation is in place, and MediaCom will be making way for brilliant possibilities, igniting economic development and lighting up communities nationwide.
Things are slowly starting to get back to normal, but our fight against COVID-19 isn't over yet. St. Luke's and Essentia Health are asking for your help. Whenever you will be around others who do not live with you, please wear a mask. This will help to protect everyone in our community. Masking continues to be one of the best defenses against the virus. Masks make a difference. On behalf of Essentia Health and St. Luke's, thank you.
I grew up in a mining household. That's generations of my family. It's a big issue to folks up here. Well, not just the breaking news type of stories, but the stories that impact the people who work in the mines, who live in mining communities. We're going above and beyond to get the full story.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Vaki, Tuesdays at 10 on Live Local CBS.
I don't believe there's another meteorologist in this area who has the experience and years that Dave has.
He's an Ely guy, he's local, he's been here.
His experience, that's something that's really special to CBS3.
He's just like this bastion of knowledge. He remembers everything.
Get to know Dave Anderson, weekday nights on Live Local CBS3.
I want people to tune in, and I want them to see a friend, because I'm a mother and I know how hard it could be. You're doing all these things and then you have the child and then no one talks to you about how lonely it can be. You know, who do you lean to? Who do you connect with? This segment is very important to me because I get to work, but I also get to work on my passion.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with Leanne Valdez on CBS3.
Healthy Systems USA Black Friday in July sale. 2-month program, 1-month price. It's like getting 1 month for free. Buy it for yourself or split it with a friend. Lose up to 1 pound of fat a day.
If you've got that, don't worry about that. Healthy Systems USA.
Baby steps. UMD athletes were officially given the green light to return to campus on Monday for voluntary workouts, which happened to be in time for the football team's annual summer camp. Starting with the Big Dog High School camp on Wednesday, the Bulldog football program has gone on with their camps at Molosky Stadium. Today and Thursday, they hosted youth camps for kids in 3rd through 8th grade. All coaches and staff have been in masks while on the field. Campers were given hand sanitizer during breaks, and balls were sanitized in between drills. UMD's high school team camp is scheduled for Friday, July 24th. 12 local high school teams are currently signed up for team scrimmages and competitive drills. Well, we haven't even seen the start of the 2020 Major League Baseball season, but why not release the schedules for next year while we're at it? Something to very much look forward to, Twins and Brewers fans. Minnesota and Milwaukee will open up the season against one another next year. Opening day, mark your calendars, I guess, will be on April 1st of 2021 at Miller Park in Milwaukee. So far, it is being reported that the Big Ten, the ACC, and the Pac-12 have all announced that they will only play conference opponents this upcoming fall due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This includes both Minnesota and Wisconsin football for the Big Ten. Details on each individual sports will be announced at a later date. In addition, the conference announced that summer athletic activities will continue to be voluntary in all sports currently permitted to engage in those activities. With summer baseball leagues canceled due to the ongoing pandemic, it left kids without a chance to play. That was until John Edwards of Diamond Jacks Baseball decided the time was right, rather, to host his annual camp. CBS3's Neil Viersba has the story.
John Edwards eats, sleeps, and breathes baseball. 10 months out of the year, he calls Jacksonville, Florida home. But when it shifts to the summer months, Edwards heads to Minnesota.
When I got here, it just felt like home. It was really exciting.
Edwards, who is head coach of the Duluth Diamond Jacks travel baseball team, spent this week hosting his second annual baseball camp. But there were some concerns if the camp should be held or not.
It really didn't look like it was going to happen. And then, you know, we said, hey, we're going for it. I said, are you good? I said, I'm good. And everybody's been real respectful. I think it's taught us a lot of a lot of character through this.
The camp focuses on the 3 basic fundamentals of baseball: hitting, pitching, and fielding, which has drawn rave reviews from his campers.
I really like how he's trying to teach us like fielding and hitting better, and he's teaching us all the mechanics of the game. It's not just hit like this, do this. He's teaching us how to do it better.
And some campers are just overjoyed that they get to set foot on the diamond.
It's really fun because baseball is my favorite sport, so it's basically like, yeah, it's basically a dream to come here for 4 hours a day for 4 days a week.
The joy of his players is one of the many benefits that keeps Edwards coming back.
I enjoy just the fire in the boys' eyes. I had it when I played. The boys come here and they're just ready. Sometimes I get hard on them, but I want to tell them at the end of the day I love them, you know, and I want them to succeed. And my coaches were always pretty hard on me, but that's because they were trying to get the best out of me. And so the boys really enjoy it. Just they probably do as much for me as I do for them.
Edwards added that he is planning on having another camp later this summer. And for more information, you can visit our website, CBS3Duluth.com. That's going to do for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
Years fly by. Your retirement date keeps getting closer. Rather than spending another night worrying about your investments, get a second opinion on your investment strategy today. Let us show you how a professionally designed investment strategy that's aligned with your goals can help you sleep well at night. Go to MPPLFinancial.com to get our investment review checklist. Then call MPPL Financial this week for a complimentary second opinion consultation. A second opinion could be your best 2020 investment.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk. No matter what you're going through, I just want you to know I'm here. I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Work, school, grocery shopping, doctor's appointments, the gym, to the airport to pick up loved ones, to the kids' soccer games, piano lessons, out for movie night, to hear your favorite band in the city, over to Grandma and Grandpa's house, and on last year's amazing road trip. Your vehicle takes you so many places. Protect it. When you leave your vehicle, remember to always take your keys or key fob with you and lock the doors. If you suspect auto theft, contact the National Insurance Crime Bureau at 1-800-TEL-NICB. That's 1-800-TEL-NICB, or visit our website at www.nicb.org. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
Hi, I'm Dr. Charity Reynolds. I would like to remind you that COVID-19 is still around. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, and stay home as much as possible. Thank you.
Well, you can forget about the freshman 15 because many Americans are dealing with the COVID-19.
Yes, and a go-to food to help with that seems to be chocolate. Sales of chocolate have been on the rise since mid-March. During the 17-week period that ended on June 27th, people bought, okay, get this, $3.7 billion worth of chocolate. That's a 6% increase from the comparable period last year, and that's according to Nielsen. Mars Wrigley, which sells brands like M&M's and Snickers, says online growth has also been stronger in recent months.
That's a lot of money in chocolate.
It sure is.
A lot of sunshine on tap for tomorrow, huh, Dave?
Which will melt the chocolate.
It sure would.
Plus, it's still going to be warmer than normal, but not as warm as it was last week. Last night's storms used up the available heat for at least a little while. And here's the 7-day forecast. Then, as high pressure comes aboard, we get to 82 with sunshine. Slight chance for afternoon, evening rain on Saturday. But temperatures for the weekend fall into the upper 70s, a break from last weekend when a lot of places were in the lower 90s.
All right, thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again tomorrow night.